boy Nah.
And it's your girl Des.
And we are back with another Couch Talk.
So today's topic, you guys, is going to be how to deal with communication issues in a relationship. And I feel like this is a really good one.
When we first started dating, you know, we was open to everything. We communicated, we talked, even late night we talked and all that. You don't want to lose that. That late night talk, that, you know, after you do talk, those could come into some deep conversations that could really express like where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to live your life. I think. You know what I'm saying? So for us, obviously we're gonna bump heads. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's times we're not gonna want to talk. You gotta have those uncomfortable conversations.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Yeah.
Right, and as the years go on, it's more uncomfortable conversations going to happen, like a whole bunch more. Because right now, when you're in that puppy dog phase, everything is cool. You know what I'm saying? You like everything about each other. That's you like everything. I like everything about you. when that crap start to die down, we basically almost 10 years in.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's gonna be some things that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? But are those the things that you can deal with? Are those the things that you don't mind doing?
So basically what you're saying is it has to be like basically y'all, like, one thing I say is like with communication has to be a lot of compromise. If that's what you're trying to say, like,
understanding.
Yeah, definitely understanding, a lot of compromise. You just have to find like a neutral zone and kind of like go from there. And
it's all on your delivery. You do not have to scream all the time.
Now,
well, duh.
I feel like it's because a lot of people don't go face to face and say what they need to like say, or sit down and say it. So I feel like when they text it in a message, it gets like, so one person might take it completely different than how you're trying to say stuff. And I feel like that's something that caused a lot of problems in communication too. How do you feel about like text versus like sit down and talk?
Text is a little different because you don't know how the delivery is going to be. But sometimes you can call over the phone. And then you expressing your feelings, they on the phone like them.
Boy!
I was saying, like, if your communication not right and y'all not on the same page, there's no point of being together if you can't communicate.
Yeah, like.
But don't try to blame the other person because they're communicating not wrong, because sometimes your communication might not be right. That's why you have to come into a neutral agreement.
Yeah. Because communication delivery methods, like the way you said, like you deliver your communication, that's gonna be like the point.
Facial expressions play a big. Facial expressions play a big factor, because they could be talking deep to you and you just standing there in a blank look like, man, I really don't care. That's wrong with.
I would say like the base thing for us is like we
down.
find like we definitely sit down. We find like we like create a neutral zone where we're just like, okay, and we basically like hear each other out without judgment. First,
break
like,
it down.
we
Break it down to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
If you gotta. Sometimes I gotta tell Desi to dumb that crap down a little bit.
Nah, I don't believe it.
I say like you just gotta find like some type of common ground. You just gotta find like some type of neutral ground and be willing to hear your partner out. Be willing. Don't just be jumping to the gun like, oh, I don't care what you gotta say. What I say is what goes. What I say is right, because that's gonna create problems. Like, you gotta be willing to listen. Like, listen, y'all. That's the key to it. Listen. And be open, you know. Don't just be so judgmental, or don't just be like just writing what your partner saying off to be like, oh, I don't care. Like, don't have that type of attitude, because then, like we said, your relationship is not going to go anywhere. It's not going to work like that. You have to be willing to, y'all both have to be willing to come together and like talk that stuff out.
Don't be afraid to apologize.
Oh, most definitely.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah, and another thing with communication, don't be afraid to admit when you're wrong, y'all. Like I said, you have to be open. So like, even if you feel like you gotta put your pride to the side, y'all. You gotta put that pride to the side, and you have to be willing to just be willing to apologize and realize when you're wrong in certain situations.
I mean, because we can sit here and talk about, like, you know what I'm saying, all the problems we went through, but sometimes our problems are not going to be the same as y'all problems.
Yeah.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We could just discuss on what we went through, but you have to figure out
what works best for you and your partner. That's why I say you have to find common ground between you and your partner. You have to figure out like what's the best method that's going to work for you and your partner, because what works for us might not work for everybody. So like we said, we could just come sit down and like just be open and listen, and just try to like figure out the best solution going forward. But you know, everybody has different ways of communicating. You just have to find out what's the best solution, what way works the best for you and your partner and y'all situation. And that big thing is, a lot of people, you have to be like, I feel like a lot of people, where they go wrong with their communication is too, is like, you like, if you can't just have like one partner willing to talk and out and work things out, and another one just don't want to show up to do their part. It's not gonna work. Y'all both have to be willing to put in 50% on this person's side, 50% on this person's side, to come together to be 100%. And ain't gonna be no one person pulling all the weight and another person just not doing their part in it.
Bottom line is,
find what works for you and your partner as far as communicating wise. Like, you just gotta find the best method of what both of y'all.
Do not text. When you arguing, man, do not text.
And I feel like that's a big one,
because
because
that's gonna freaking destroy the whole.
one person might take it the wrong way.
When you come home from work, bruh. Me and Desi arguing through a text one time. We came home from work. We was just staring at each other, bruh. We was just looking. It was like we just looking at each other like, who gonna say something first about that text?
Oh yeah, that's another big thing is like, when, like I said, put your pride to the side, because you might have one person. That's what a lot of people get messed up at too, is like, they be like, they want to be so proud, they be like, I'm not saying nothing till they say something. Like, you gotta get out of that mindset, because we had to work on that too, and we had to just be like, all right, man, look, we know things got a little awkward, so we just gotta be willing to both just come together and be like, look, man, I apologize. Moving forward, what can we do?
Desi wanted to have one more kid, but her perspective was different than my perspective. We ain't talked about like almost a week, because I was mad, but she came to me when I was sitting on the couch. I don't know what your problem is, because I didn't do nothing to you for you not to want to talk to me.
Boy!
So I sat on the couch and I was like, you know what? All right, let me go in here. She expressed her feelings. I sat down and I listened. I ain't cut her off. I didn't say nothing at all. And then I sat down and I expressed my feelings. She didn't say nothing. She didn't cut it off and all. I understand where she was coming from, and she understood where I was coming from, because if y'all don't know, man, Desi had some hard pregnancies, man.
Yeah.
And we didn't sit there. We didn't scream at each other. We sat down. We talked. I expressed my feelings. I laid it all out, and she laid hers all out. And then we came to a new mutual agreement. We talked to the doctors and all that, because I was like, because with her pregnancies, I was mainly worried about her health. I'm like, look, you had preeclampsia 3 freaking times. You telling me you wanted to have another one? That's what. And then she broke herself down, and I said, you know what? Let's see what the doctor said. And that's the mutual agreement we had. If the doctor says it's cool, that's how we handle the situation.
And that's another good thing too, y'all, is when you're trying to communicate with your partner, there's no need to raise your voice. Just try to be like, speaking like a, I mean, of course your partner being an a-hole, then that's going to try to make you act like an a-hole. But if you can, try to be in a calm tone, y'all, because I'm telling you, that will set the mood for like the whole vibe of the conversation. And both of y'all got like a calm tone, instead of getting all loud and stupid with each other, because that's just gonna make things worse. So I would say that's another key thing, you guys.
That's mostly what we got to say on communication. If y'all think we missed out on anything, please put it in the comments down below. I want to know what's up, man. How do y'all?
Let us know what works for some of y'all. Like, how do y'all?
We still working on ours. We ain't perfect.
Well, duh.
Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, notification, all that good.
Yes, because we're gonna be dropping these bangers every week for y'all.
Yes,
so y'all gotta stay tuned, man.
We being consistent, baby. We being consistent. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we are trying to come with them bangers, bro. And it ain't just about to be couch talk on here all the time. We about to try and do some
Yes, we got
stuff
some more fire content coming for y'all, so make sure y'all stay tuned.
Bye.